name is Cliff Tanner, and I am with the Office of Sustainability, and it's a new job, so I'm very much learning what I have to do. I feel it was really serendipitous. It was something that came my way. What happened is people like Dan retired and left the city of Duluth. We got someone in who actually was working with the city of Duluth in a solid waste compliance setting. And she was there for a while and realized that she didn't really want the job. And so they kind of changed it, offered it to me. The city's in kind of a financial bind, so they're not hiring new employees. My background is in human resources. And which may seem like it doesn't fit. But to me it does, and I consider it very serendipitous. I was at I've been very much big in the human resource field. I'm the president, if you will, of the Human Resource Association for the entire state of Minnesota. So to move into that field, I had an opportunity to attend the Strategic HR Conference. This is a very limited, exclusive conference for HR people. 600 people are allowed to attend, and that's it. Now, their regular national conference is over 25,000, so that'll give you an idea. So I went to this conference at the beginning of October, already new in the job, and debating about even going, but not finding anyone to take my place. I decided to go, and there is a 2-hour presentation by MPCA on sustainability to an HR conference of all bigwig HR people. All right, so I knew I was in the right place at the right time. We've got an awful big challenge ahead of us. With all of the change in people and everything going on, they moved the office, so even the people who were there before don't know where things are yet, much less me. We had a problem getting the budgets back on track. They are now back on track. We've got things in place. We're starting to look at new projects. We're starting to look at new ways of doing things. We're also going to be very big in building consensus. Now, I've been big in the Duluth Chamber of Commerce, and I expect to continue that effort. I will continue to work with business people. And at the same time, we're getting the employees and the community involved. We're running programs on how you personally can make a difference in the community and energy in all its forms. Not just in the actual use of energy, but the energy tied up in all kinds of things, including food we eat. So we're looking at, we ran a program already last month. Our first program was on worm composting. Those of you who compost know that in the winter you can't do much with that. Worm composting allows you to compost in the winter, indoors, no odor, no problems, nothing. It's a very, very great system. We've got a demonstrator system running in City Hall, right in City Hall now, and we're composting, well, in my office, to tell you the truth, but right there, and so people can come by and see how it actually works. Next month, we're doing a program on how to prepare your house for winter, things that can save money. I see, and that's the important thing, is to save money as well as saving energy and the environment. We've got a lot of things on our plate. We're starting to look at the new luminaire replacements for street lighting. We're going to be evaluating some of those. One of the things that I really like about it is that it reduces atmospheric light pollution. So those of you who enjoy the great outdoors and like looking up and looking at the stars and actually seeing them, that can really be a big benefit. One of the things I ask everybody in here to do, and one of the things that I just found out about the state of Minnesota, is one of only 2 states in the nation that don't allow waterless urinals. Isn't that something? One of only 2 states in the nation, even the federal government puts them in federal parks. And yet we can't legally install waterless urinals anywhere in the state of Minnesota. So this is something that we'll be working on as well, and hopefully I can garner some interest among all of you to save money by using less water, and save our environment, and help things out all at the same time. Let's work on just some simple changes like that to help get us going.
Thanks, everyone. I really appreciate everyone coming out today, and it's really great to see you and all the energy and enthusiasm from each of you. We have just so many cities represented today, and I hope this is going to be the beginning of an even broader network that can help to support your efforts. As you know, there was a conference earlier this year focusing on energy and climate change for local governments in June. And as a result of that, and we've seen in cities, especially taking the lead at addressing climate change. We're trying to provide you with some additional resources to help you take the next step. Part of that, those resources are that were identified. There were some technical gaps that were needed in terms of people moving forward, as well as some staffing aspects. And I think you've heard that from some of the discussion this morning. So our intent was to try and provide additional staffing and technical resources for local governments and communities that are interested in taking the next step in dealing with energy and climate issues. As you know, some of you may know that there has been ongoing since 2001 the Minnesota Retired Engineers Technical Assistance Program, and the coordinator for that program is here, Mike Benowitz, sitting at that table. This has been providing technical assistance primarily to businesses, but to any kind of institution or organization on waste and pollution prevention and energy conservation. As an outgrowth of that, we wanted to add some additional staff that would be targeted at local governments, called the Minnesota Climate Change Corps, and we put a flyer on the back table, which I hope you've taken here, which outlines some of this new program. I just wanted to ask those folks that are in the Minnesota Climate Change Corps, I know you've introduced yourselves earlier, but if you could just stand up so that people can get a sense for who the members are that are here today. There's about 10 members, and we encourage those that are here to participate. So please feel free, thank you. Please feel free to talk to them at lunch and otherwise. The kind of assistance that the Minnesota Climate Change Corps can provide is listed here, and it has everything to do from identifying opportunities for carbon reductions, to identifying cost-saving opportunities for energy conservation, to helping to develop plans in the community, helping people to connect up with additional resources. I know you've heard a lot about different resources today, and these folks will be able to help answer questions from you as well in terms of helping you to research additional sources of information. I don't want to have it be confusing that there's kind of these two programs. They're essentially all part of the Retired Technical Engineer Technical Assistance Program. However, so there are two different coordinators. You'll see that Jim Jakes, who is the fellow over here, is the coordinator for the Climate Change Corps, as well as Mike. If you call either of them, you see Mike's card out there, and you see Jim's phone number here, they will be able to help to decide which group of specialists would be best to help you. The Climate Change Corps is essentially more broadly focused, typically in terms of helping specifically with these climate change issues for local governments, although many of them do have technical expertise in doing energy audits. The other Retired Engineers Technical Assistance Board will be more probably appropriate for dealing with individual buildings and trying to identify different energy and waste opportunities for specific buildings, whereas the Climate Change Corps is a little bit more community-oriented. There's interchange between the two groups, and so either of the two coordinaters that you would call would be able to help figure out for you which would best meet your needs. Philip, how am I doing? 1 minute? Is that it? Okay. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Keep in mind, this is a new program. We're actually just starting the Climate Change Corps. They went through their orientation last week. And so we're trying to figure out how best to meet your needs. And we'll appreciate your enthusiasm and interest in using the service. I do encourage you to consider calling on the Climate Change Corps as well as RETAP to help meet your community's needs.